let's see. The water thread experiment, and I have put together a unit, and is no longer a concept, and the unit should may or in some way encounter some unknown or complex stumbling blocks, but it set up quite nicely, and it's a green light to have a go both in terms of hardware and to apply the power source to see whether we can capture the impulsion energy or not. The water thread experiments came from Austrian wonder mind Victor Sorbergers, and he passed away because of a couple of strangers deceived him over the States, and there's a bit of sad stories. People in some cases have the very sad endings with the very good will and good intentions, and the energy of impulsion is breathtaking, and it's very simple. You can approach it with a simple shapes and very simple setup. So we will jump into it. The idea and what I observed already from the filter unit. Well, this unit is very much based on the water thread experiments, where you let loose of a thread, a small, tiny, thin threads of water. They are the finest you can possibly get out of the waters, and you let the water loose and run by itself. It will find itself its pathways, and off go you will observe some very high energy dance in relation to the magnetic fields and electro fields just as well. Of course, that point to the relationships of water, magnetisms, and electricities. Is a very powerful unification when water is added into the whole formulas. So firstly, a source of the energy was applied to the whole systems. The funny thing is, it was split into two. And earlier in the filter, within the filter, the rock somehow carry out extremely definite and extremely high charge, and even the even stainless steel cannot withstand this little rock taken out of the filter, and this little rock go ahead and bite into the stainless steel, and a huge chunk of stainless steel just disappear, and that's no small incidence. And you can see now this rock is placed right at where the water dance, or where the energy field, or better put it, where the impulsion energy occur. And however, this rock has been shaped naturally, very flat. It's not in sphere, but flat and round. Another one is the same character. They all similarly have the flat characteristics. And you can look inside this first prototype. I'm about to power it up, and I should have my reading straight away. A thread of water, due to the filter inside of the plastic bottles, that a finer and finer layer is being put stacked on tops of each other. So water will be naturally split into much finer and finer networks, much like a cells or a nervous network. And finally, a two outlet is you can see the two outlet with a copper plate attached to it already. Very creative. That's why I approved the go-ahead of the hardware and the testings. Also, a coil. You can see the coils wrapping around the whole bottles, as water is related to both electro and magnetical fields. This is why the copper coil is introduced. So this filter would try, I would not know if the theory holds or this prototype will work. It would try to ground the energy where the outlet is, if everything go accordingly, positives and negatives. The coil is laid out in a favor of the, or bias of favorables to the impulsion energy. So south-north, north-south, instinctively. And the hardware has been tested one way or another. It has no troubles in transferring energy from. It's a bifilar coil. It has no troubles of transferring energy from primary wire to secondary wires. How it all work out would need a echo test to see whether it would have the water thread experiment, the presence of the high voltage sparks. Also a vacuum tube, a neon. Neon is a vacuum high voltage neon gas globes, and a vacuum tube is introduced. The energy often attracted as you introduce a vacuum and a special forms of gas such as neons, and is a great assistance to use a neon globes wherever possible. It saves a lot of efforts, and we will go ahead and test this unit, and it's set up very nicely, and it's interesting to see its outcomes, and we will jump straight into the testing. This is why this video is made before the actual unit is connects up to a water source.